y'all. Today we're going to be chatting about how to have predictable poops, because I know how frustrating it can be and how hard it can be and how overwhelming it can be when you can't poop. Like, it's just so heavy. You know, I remember when I didn't know, I was on the phone with, actually, let's tell a different story. I was on the phone with a girl the other day, chatting through if the God Accelerator program was right for her. And she was chatting about, like, I'm just so sick of my bowel, like not having predictable bowel movements. And I felt that so deeply, because I don't know if you can relate to this or not, but when your body just feels heavy and you're like, okay, like I know I need to poop. And it's kind of like that phantom poop. And you go to the bathroom and you sit down and like nothing is happening. And then as soon as you leave, like you don't know if it's going to come or not. And this is what makes going to family parties so hard. This is what makes being spontaneous so hard. This is what makes going to restaurants, like all of that kind of stuff, is just really difficult because you don't know what your bowel movements are going to be doing. So if that resonates with you, stay tuned. And if you are new to me here, my name is Lauren Martin. I am the creator and founder of Healing to Happy. After struggling for years with IBS and everything in between, I found my way onto a rabbit hole of understanding gut health and realized that it wasn't to do with eliminating foods, but actually the root cause of it was due to the gut-brain connection, and that the only way to heal IBS is to understand that. But as we're going to be getting into more and more of that today, I want to hear from you guys, whether you're watching live or the replay. What are you struggling with? What is it as we dance into, you know, some of us are coming into lockdown again. Some of us are still struggling to get out of the house. Some of us, like the holidays, it's a whole new normal that is coming into this new season. And I want to know, like, what do you guys need from me to help support you through that? Because that's the whole reason for this group, for me and my team, for Healing to Happy, is all about you guys and what you need so that you can feel at home. You know, I asked in the Facebook group, and if you aren't in our Facebook group, go head over to Happy Gut Gang on Facebook and check that out. I asked in there, like, what is the major things people struggle with? And it was bloating, it was anxiety, food anxiety, unpredictability, all that kind of stuff. And so we'll be going through most of that throughout these coming weeks, so stay tuned. But also, if there's something specifically that you need, give me a shout. Sorry if you hear the lawnmower guys outside. So today, talking about predictable poop schedule. This is also called bowel training. And maybe you're a mom and you know, like you do this with your kids, right? Like you have them go and sit on the toilet after eating because it's supposed to get them going. It's the same thing, okay? So this beautiful vessel that we have loves to be on a clock. And I'm gonna tell you guys this story really quick. So when I was still teaching, before, like that's when like gut health and me just like we're going head to head. I would wake up out of bed in the morning. Does this sound like you? Wake up out of bed in the morning, jump out of bed, grab my coffee, bolt out the road, run into HIIT workout first, and then bolt out the door. Like there was no chill. I was straight in fight or flight right when I got out of bed. Does that sound like you? Maybe it's hard to get out of the bed in the morning, so you're hitting snooze, and you wake up and all of a sudden it's like 5 minutes and you have to bolt out of bed and you're not giving your body time to rest or digest or awaken into the day. Sound like you? Or you run out of bed, you're shoving something in your mouth as you're running out the door, and by the time you get to work, like you don't have time, you're poop shy, or you don't really know what's going on, so you're now constipated and whatever. Or like for me, I would run, I would do all that kind of stuff. Or if I felt like I had to poop, like I had that phantom poop, I'd be sitting on my, I can't show you this, but like I'd be on the toilet and I'd be in a squat, like squatting over my toilet, just like needing to poop and like overstraining, and it just hurt. And then I would end up being late for stuff. And so it was really hard for me to plan anything, and it got in the way of everything. And just like, because then I was like, okay, like I don't know if there's going to be a bathroom, and I don't know if I'm going to feel okay, and da 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 da, like all the things that I was feeling at that time, which isn't, that's not a nice feeling, right? So what you need to focus on is really training your body. Like I said, it is it's a system, and it likes to know what's going on, and it likes to have predictable things. And so before you get started into bowel retraining or getting poop on a poop schedule, it really helps to really start tracking at first. And this is why I do offer you guys, it's a $7 mindful gut diary. It's helping you track not only what you're putting into your mouth, but what your lifestyle choices are. And so you can really start to see what your symptoms are and what's correlating with that. And so after you're done tracking with your bowel movements to see what's going on, because we can't go into things blind, you know, and this is what I see a lot of people before they get into gut recharge and before we start working together, is just like, you're not even aware of what your baseline is. So I really encourage you to figure out first what your baseline is. And I will drop the link after this live below for the Mindful Gut Diary. So you can start tracking your symptoms. And it's not just about like what calories in, calories out kind of stuff. Like, you know, that's not my jam. Like, I don't believe that that's a thing, but it does come into play of, are you eating enough? And so this was a big thing of what was happening with me, because externally I was struggling with, I was taking laxative, I was doing all those like Chinese herbal teas, I was doing the squatty potty, I had eliminated 13 different food groups at that time. I was quote unquote running this health hamster wheel, okay? And so I was going so quickly in this health hamster wheel that I was kind of trapped in it, and I was so constipated and bloated, and I didn't have any resolve, and like there was nothing to show for the hard, dedicated work that I was going on, and I was just so afraid of food, and I had no idea what was happening, and there were so many symptoms, and like, I don't know, just all these kind of things. And so what I started to do, I was like, oh, this has to be bad bacteria. Like, I'm so bloated and I'm so backed up that this has to be because of something I ate. This has to be because I have some, like, I swore I had every disease there was, got tested for like SIBO, did the whole colonoscopies, just like in and out, like everything. And what I came to know, and so after that, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna start starving out this bacteria. And I don't know if you've gone that route too. You know, you're like, okay, so it has to be gluten. Nope, that didn't work. Has to be dairy. Nope, that didn't work. Has to be sugar. Nope, that didn't work. And then you like write off carbs because they're bloating you up, and all the things in between. So I started to track, and this is why now with my girlies in Gut Recharge, or my girlies that are in my Gut Accelerator program, the first thing we do is start tracking. We use the Mindful Gut Diary, and it isn't just like tracking in and out. Like, you guys are going to have to download it if you want to see exactly what I mean, but it has to do more of the mind-body connection, because like I said, if you want to heal your IBS, you have to look at the gut-brain connection. You cannot heal it without it. And if you're someone that has tried everything in and out, and you've done all the eliminations, and you've done all the dieting and the laxatives and herbals and all that kind of stuff, and you're still struggling, I encourage you to check out Gut Recharge. Enrollment's always open to walk you through all of that. And one of the main things that I realized was that I was rushing in the morning, and like I said, the gut-brain connection, I was putting my body into scarcity mode. Like, if you wake up and you're just like shocking the system, you don't have time to calm down, and your body doesn't think it's safe. So it holds everything in. And to get things flowing, it needs to release, it needs to feel safe, it needs to feel like it's calm, because you need to manage your stress levels to heal your gut and to get unpredictable bowel movement schedule. But the first time I read about bowel retraining, like, I didn't fully believe in it. And at first it wasn't working for me, and it was really frustrating, so I didn't stick with it, and because it felt weird. Like, so how it works is you wake up, within 30 minutes of like you give yourself time to wake up, you have your breakfast, and then you sit on the toilet. And so you want to sit there, and even if it doesn't, you want to sit there for 15 minutes if it doesn't happen. Ideally, like now, I'm in and out of the bathroom within 3 minutes every morning. And because your end game is to have unicorn poops that have you, are easy to pass and look like a banana, sink straight to the bottom. That's when you're golden. And this takes a lot of playing around. Okay, so you're sitting there for 15 minutes to train the body. You know, you're like sitting there, you're relaxing, focusing on some deep belly breathing, because that has a whole play into it, which we get into in gut recharge. And it's like 10 to 15 minutes to see if you have a bowel movement. You don't want to strain, you don't want to push, you don't want to like, all that kind of stuff. You just want to allow the body to get into the system, just as you did when you were a kid and you were potty training. And maybe you don't remember that time, but think of like your babies or your future babies and how you're going to teach them to go to the bathroom. They eat their food, you take them to the toilet, and you go, oh, you gotta go to the bathroom. And then you sit them down and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait about 10 minutes, and then nothing happens. Then you stand up and you walk away. It's the same thing for you, my dear. It's you got to retrain the system that has retrain the body that it has a system. And I know it sounds so basic, and I know it sounds weird that you're like potty training yourself, but the science behind it is there. And so even if you don't pass any stool or anything like that, you just go about your regular day and get into the habit of doing this. This works for people that have unpredictable bowel movements and people that are constipated. Also, get yourself a squatty potty, okay? Like, you can get yourself a squatty potty, or you can do what I do, or just take the little tiny garbage cans that's next to the toilet, put it on your feet, put your feet up, and you just want like you think like me, I've been in Asia for like, I don't know how long, 6 years, and like squatty potties are a normal thing, but this is a healthy way to pass stool if you haven't been doing it. And so it's like having your legs up here. I can't get both of them up, but like you're in a squat. You want to have your knees above your hips. So it's like a doop, doop, and that helps to get the stool out. And so you're not straining. It helps it pass a lot easier. Otherwise, like if you're sitting like this, it's a king toes. Which is also why you shouldn't be sitting all day. And so this just helps calm the nervous system and get into that habit. Like you're rewiring your body. And if you want to change stuff, this is what you have to do. It seems pretty basic, I know. There is a lot of other things that come into play, but it's basically getting your system balanced and, you know, working with your nervous system to not be rushing out of bed in the morning because of this gut-brain connection. You have to nurture it. You know, like we can't keep throwing supplements or laxatives or fiber and water and thinking this is going to be the solution to everything. Like I honestly, trust me, I would have saved a decade of my life if it was that freaking easy. And we would not all be in this problem if it was that freaking easy. So that's why I like when anyone, you're constipated, drink more fiber or eat more fiber and drink more water. I'm like, it is so much more complicated than that, okay? And so this is just one of many tools that I'm walking my girlies through inside of Gut Recharge. And if you are wanting to get started, I encourage you to come check that out and get going, because like, what else are you gonna do for the next 30 days, right? Like it's a perfect amount of time to start healing your gut, and there's no eliminations or restrictions. So you can dance into the holidays and still heal your gut. And that's the freedom, that's the joy, that's the abundance, because if you don't have a health plan that meets your lifestyle, it's not gonna last. And this is why I don't believe in Whole30 or the low FODMAP diet or eliminations or any of that kind of stuff, because they don't fit your lifestyle. They don't adapt. They don't cover all the bases. They're just putting a blanket over a deeper rooted issue, which is understanding how these two beautiful things are always working together. And you cannot heal your digestive issues if you also don't look at your mental health, and you can't heal your mental health if you're not looking at your gut health. And I go way more into that in Gut Recharge, but also in the free training on how to heal your food sensitivities and bloating. So you can also do that as well, whichever pillar that you're at, either if you want a training or if you're ready to get started, opening you with open arms. But that is all we have for today. I would love to chat with you guys. If you have any questions at all, drop them below. I'll pop in. Me or my team will reach out to you and give you some feedback on that. I know during this time it can be really difficult because, well, family parties, but we don't really know if we're going to be having them, but still just the frustrations of not being able to be spontaneous and not having the freedom to just do whatever and go out and eat whatever, and not knowing where the next bathroom is going to be. That's a struggle, and it shouldn't have to be that way. And it really is that easy to live a life of freedom and control and abundance when you surrender and allow your body to heal itself. You just have to look at the whole picture instead of picking different things. But that is all I have for you guys today. I will chat with you guys soon. Again, Gut Recharge is open for enrollment, so hope to see you guys in there. Happy healings.